Good Friday evening, East Tennessee. Are we getting some snow yet? Question is, are we going to see some snow? You tell me. I thought we'd spend some time tonight. Less on me and more on you. I hope to do that anyway. And kind of kick it off and show you some pictures. Behind me. If I could show you, this is actually from just about 8 o'clock. West Knox County, about 2.5 inches of snow. We look at Trudy Davis. She's one of my premium members. She said she's in Rockford, the Rockford area. She says, this is a quote, Rockford area, not sure how much, and it's too cold to go out. So is your car covered? Do you have snow? Do you have some reports you want to share with me? I'll do my best to put them on the screen. In fact, I can also put the power outages. You know, there's only 100, but if you're one of the 100 unfortunate people without power, then it matters to you. But it's nice to be able to have this now on the Captain Accurate weather app. Let's get to the snow, because it is snow now. Some said, oh, I had a little bit of a mix. We're going to examine that too. We'll be able to review that. But what's really confusing, I get this, when you have a winter storm warning in pink, and then you're trying to track a mix, which is in pink, the legend and the actual map and the warned areas get a little confusing. So bear with me. We will kind of take some of that off here in a moment. But the snow that you can see from the radar is concentrated right over Knoxville, Maryville, and Newmarket, and Clinton. And if we do a review as we approach the 9 o'clock hour, it's been coming up from the south and west. There was a bit of a mix. We're going to review that here momentarily. But there was, right around 7 o'clock, I think there was a good surge of that sleet and freezing rain mix around Maryville. Came into Maryville and into Seymour and some areas in southern Knox County. But let's just stop the clock here. I'm going to go back and take off some of this pink winter storm warning. Here it is. So it takes it off here. But if we go back in time, I want to go back. Let's go back about 4 hours. This is about, say, 5 o'clock. I said there could be and should be a little bit of a changeover in some spots. And you can see that right around Spring City. Look to the left. There's Spring City, Decatur. A little bit of mixing. In fact, we had reports of that from Cookeville. Cray Slavin, one of our weather spotters and premium members in Cookeville, he had a bit of a sleet mix for a while. Crossville got in on the act. And you keep in mind the coloring here takes an average temperature. So it seems like it's mostly snow. If you got a combination of the two, then it kind of changed over about 6 o'clock in some areas around Madisonville. Notice the time. This is 6:22 this evening. Tallahassee, Tellico Plains, Madisonville got in on the act for the snow and ice, maybe a little bit of sleet. And then when we hit 7 o'clock, it came all the way up to Knox County, got all the way up to Mascot. Looked like we had a mix going on in Holston Hills, Riverdale, Midway, Kodak, Cook Mill, and Mascot itself, and maybe even in other areas just south of Blaine. So there was some Strawberry Plains getting some mixing during the 7 o'clock hour. But now that we approach the 9 o'clock hour, a lot of that has faded away, and we're going back to snow as we anticipated the final act. The final act of this storm system would end as snow showers, and that's what we're going to see. Many of us have picked up at least 3 inches of snow around the airport, probably more than that by now. But keep in mind that this is just a snapshot in time. I said the best chance, the best window of mixing would be between 3 and 7, and it certainly moved into Sevierville. Pigeon Forge, there was some icing, some sleet, but Boyd's Creek could be included in that, as could Dandridge. Looks like just south of Dandridge there was some mixing going on at 7:04 this evening. So that's where things were. More importantly, where are things now? Let's go ahead and show you what we have in terms of the composite radar, because it shows at 7:04, it was in Loudon and Madisonville, another view of this anyway. But if we scrub the radar forward in time, you'll notice it's all blue now as we hit the 8 o'clock hour and the present time, which is now 9 o'clock. So we're now at the present time, it's 9 o'clock, and there's a sharp cutoff. Let's use our Tennessee orange for a moment. Where's that cutoff? It's back here, right? Anything back here, it seems like it's fallen off. And more snow showers perhaps are still in the offering, but the steadier snows are right in here. We're talking Knoxville, Jefferson City, Gatlinburg, Maryville. Would love to know what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, and would love to get your snow reports. In fact, if you're the first, I've got a treat for you. If you're the first comment to be seen, I got quite a bit to share with you. Melissa Mumpower, you have just won the first honor of putting your name on the screen with a new view. Ooh, look at that. Oh, it's on the side. I like that. She says, thank you, David. Talbot probably has 3 inches. Y'all stay safe. Thank you, Melissa. Her picture's at the bottom right. I love it. Isn't that nice? Hey, I think it's a great thing to have. And she follows her comment up with a second comment saying it was, in fact, sleeting ice pellets in Talbot at 8 o'clock tonight. So keep in mind these colors are not hard and fast. It's an average. And you can say it should have been snow, but it was like 3 parts snow, 1 part sleet. Or 3 parts snow and 1 part freezing rain. Something like a little bit of a mix. TJ Black is on here as well. He is sharing us good evening from Bell County. He has about 1 inch of snow on the ground. And Heather Carroll says snow is pouring down. I believe that is her wording. She says it's pouring down in Anderson County. I got Heather Carroll's picture there, bottom right of the screen, so you can see the snow and see the comet at the same time. So if you like this view, I can keep that going. I love it. And then I got a note from Chad Kane. I think he's just got the smiley face and 4 distinct snowflakes. Thank you, Chad. And the family picture there, love it. It's awesome to be able to see some of the comments that are coming in at this hour. So again, the radar here shows we've got some snow. If we do a little review over the last, let's go back maybe an hour, because I think that will give you a good sense of where things are going. This is just a lapse, a time lapse. And you can see the heavier snows are pulling out. And it's not a mistake that, I mean, it's going to become more snow showers between, say, about 11 and into the 2 a.m. time frame. We'll see that in the Futurecast momentarily. But I just wanted to give you a sense of where the radar was in terms of the coloring. Most of the mix now, as I grab my Tennessee orange again, it's back towards Charlotte. Look at Charlotte, North Carolina. They got the pink mix. So they're dealing with the sleet now more so than we are, as it's getting colder upstairs. It's getting colder aloft, which supports the snow. And I believe I showed you that video or animation yesterday online, just to give you an idea of the precipitation types. And it gives you a good sense now that as we look at the radar here, we have a winter, in fact, let's get this back to the current time, but we have a winter storm warning in effect until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's the main focus that we have moving into the next 12 hours or so. The worst of the weather, obviously, is for anyone who has to travel on these slippery roads, and we're going to look at road conditions here in just a moment. But let me put the radar back in motion. You can see where it's concentrated, where the radar does detect the snow. It's places like Sevier County, Northern Blount, back toward Rogersville and Newmarket, and the review that we saw just a moment ago. No lightning strikes, thank goodness, right? We didn't need that. But we've had a little bit of a mix at times during the course of today. Marcos.com, they're closed now to be safe, but they'll be open tomorrow. I was reassured today that they're going to be reopening. They closed at 3 today, just to be safe for drivers and all those involved. But Hardin Valley, Farragut, Maryville, Fountain City, Halls, Oak Ridge, Middlebrook, Pike, and Ebenezer Road are just the locations. You can check out delivery items or options tomorrow as roads get improved. Giving back to East Tennessee Children's Hospital. They've got a great pizza. Doesn't that look good? I might have to order one of those tomorrow. But less than $10, and they have a Pozzoli for less than $6. The pepperoni and sausage is my favorite. Now, here's what's something. This is funny. I mean, funny ha-ha or funny sad. I mean, let's face it. You can keep changing the goalposts, right? The winter storm warning that was issued this morning said 3 to 6. Not anymore. No. They said total snow 1 to 4. Well, that's weird. Didn't you say 2 to 5 plus? I did. So now they're down to 1 to 4, and they were 3 to 6, 3 to 7 earlier in the week. They were. So take it with a grain of salt, or take it with an ice pellet, because some sleet and freezing rain is in their description, with a light glaze as the ice accumulation from the NOAA Weather Service. Now, again, these things are dynamic, highly changeable. As I said, it's a great healthy discussion to have on social media. Is it better to be first 3 days, 4 days out, put a big snow map out there, or to have to dial it back? Is it better to be right? And I kept saying there's going to be a mixing element. It's probably going to keep the totals down well away from 7, 8, or 9. Somebody was telling me 11 inches. I said, who are you listening to? I mean, it's just amazing to me. I hope you're not getting that intel, but some people just, whatever they hear on the web, they go, okay, I'll follow suit. But this is the winter storm warning. It runs till 7. I have said and have not changed. When was this issued? This was issued at 2:35 p.m. on Thursday. Hasn't changed. 2 to 5. We're not done with the event. We've already had officially 3. I made a reference to Dumb and Dumber. Somebody said, I got a weather complaint. You said 2 to 5. I only got 3. Well, 3 inches falls in between 2 and 5, does it not? I mean, am I missing something? Anyway, some mixing and freezing rain would possibly reduce those totals, and we'll have to wait. Don't measure anything until 7 a.m. tomorrow. Then you tell me, how much did you get? And even this icing, a little bit of freezing rain, may be thrown in the overnight period, as it suggests a little bit, doesn't take much. A little bit of ice, a little bit of sleet, makes those bridges, overpasses, and some of the side roads to be extra slippery. So please, please be extra careful. Going back to the radar, because I think to see the bigger picture puts all this into context. You can see the mixing in Greenville, Anderson, South Carolina. It moved through Atlanta from time to time today. Atlanta got pounded with some icing too, as Dallas was affected yesterday. This has been a far-reaching storm. We have not been alone. This has been affecting many states around Tennessee in the last 24 hours or so. Coming back home, you can see the warning is in effect till 7. We have snow in Kyles Ford. We got snow in Rogersville. We got snow in Rutledge. And it's beginning to slow down in the plateau in Cumberland and Fentress counties. Temperatures right now 28 in Knoxville, 27 in Morristown. Temperatures haven't moved much. I believe we hit 29 today. No, yeah, was it 29? Yeah, but 29. Wouldn't move much. But 5 miles an hour can make 28 feel a little bit colder. It actually feels like it's 23 with the wind chill. Winds haven't been that strong today. I'm pretty sure that they've been pretty light throughout the course of the day. Where they might be a little bit stronger is the mountains, the peaks, over 25, 30 plus in some of the Smoky Mountains at this particular time. So we look at the bigger picture. I'm going to check in with your comments. But if this doesn't tell you how far-reaching, look at this snow in Ohio, West Virginia. West Virginia's been pounded. So is parts of Kentucky, Western PA. Western Kentucky has been dealing with a lot of snow. And now it's been spreading across the Carolinas today. What a mess. I got a note from Gigi. Hello, Gigi. She says, thank you for everything you do. I believe she's going to come up on the screen here. I hope so. Let's put her on there. Is she there? I think she's there. My system may have come off there. Let me see if I can put her back on. There she is. No, that's actually Chad. Let's see if I can get her back on there. Maybe my system is locking up. No, there she is. Hi, Gigi. She says, thank you for all you do. Appreciate that. Let me get the lightning, a little box off there. It's a little distracting. We'll put that over there. But you can see some of the comments that are coming in. I got Felicia Moyer Sexton saying she's setting a bowl out to collect for snow cream tomorrow. Ooh, that sounds nice. That sounds real nice. Felicia's got the right idea. And I did get a weather report from our Cookeville Canary in the coal mine. I say that affectionately because Cray always is on top of things. He's got 2.5 inches of snow in Cookeville, but he did note had some sleet this evening. Ooh, a little bit of sleet. I'm glad you heard about that because I've heard some venues just didn't mention it at all 2 days ago. It wasn't even in the discussion, but it's been in mind for the last 3 or 4 days. Snow looking good, Tyler Wiseman says in Tellico. So he's got a little bit of snow there in Monroe County. Thank you, Tyler. And I see Melissa's follow-up comment. She says, so possibly another inch or two before daylight? Just a guess. Bless you, David. I think you're all between 2 to 5 plus. There might be some locally higher amounts, more than 5, but I think most of us are in that 3-4 inch. It's 2 to 5. Weather Service decided to go from 3 to 6 to 1 to 4. That's a more dramatic drop, no doubt about that. Oliver says hello. Oliver Reagan says snowing hard in Oak Ridge. Thank you for that update. And if you've got another note, I'd love to see it. I got Roberta Hathaway says Morristown has quite a bit of snow. If you have a measurement, I would love to see it. I'm going to check Facebook here. I'm going to go back and see if I can pull that back up. But if you have a comment or a picture that you'd like to share, let me know. I got another one here. Let me come back on camera. In fact, I'll go ahead as we keep these comments here coming. Keep those comments coming. Let me go back on camera here, back here at the home page. Yep, there we are. Actually, this is not bad because this is my picture. This is from Terry Burkhalter. Did I say that right? Terry Burkhalter. South Knoxville was much deeper. I guess he's bent his little, he's being funny. He's bent his little, basically it's his measuring device to maybe pull out here. So it wasn't quite that much. But this is his sense of humor. And you got to love it. I mean, this is one of those things where weather is what it is. It's not a vending machine, as so many people like to treat it. And if it doesn't happen on your timetable, people get cranky. And for some reason, it's easy to tell the weather guy, oh, it didn't happen like you said it. Well, eventually it did. Anyway, 1.53. We have now received 0.44 inches of liquid. Now, you could say that's 4 inches of snow. We'll wait and see what the final total is. But as of 5 p.m. today, Big E Tyson had 3 inches. Now that we've had a total, that was when we had 0.26. We've now had 0.44 through the 8 o'clock hour. That would probably put us in the 4.5 inch range. We'll see how they measure it. But again, it's all, how much of that was sleet, how much of that was freezing rain, a little bit of a mix. But I can tell you we're now up to 1.5 inches for the month of January, and so it goes. Right now, you look at our temperature of 28 It's 31 in Nashville. It's 33 Chattanooga. We've already highlighted a light wind. It feels like it's 23 if you had to go outside and stand in the elements. And I hope that you don't have to. But, of course, take care of your pets. Take care of those pets. We were looking at pipes the last 2 days because it was so cold. We had to drip the faucets, open the cabinetry. Tonight's not that cold. We should drop down to about 27, and we're at 28 now. We're not going to move much. It's going to be pretty much static because of the clouds, the system that's going to be overhead. But eventually, once we move into Saturday night, into Sunday morning, now we're back to 15. 15? 15. That's cold. So cold air is going to be coming back into play. I hope you're ready for that. That's all headed to a neighborhood near you, so a lot going to happen in East Tennessee in the next 24 to 36 hours. I'm going to come back on camera here. This is the snow review and clouds over the last 6 hours. A lot of pink showing up down towards Charlotte, Greenville, and Columbia, South Carolina, while the snow is now beginning to exit the plateau with a few wraparound snow showers. That would be about it. So again, this is the big picture as we look at our snow maps. Love to see those comments. Keep them coming. Snow tonight, evening mix will fade if it hasn't already. So it ends as snow. That's the final act, the final chapter of this event. It's just snow. Now, flakes will fade on Saturday. There could be a few stray flakes in the Smokies, most likely, and a few isolated flakes in the plateau. Some wraparound. Looks like the horseshoe effect tomorrow. And then it's just cold sunshine on Sunday. Sunday's high will be lucky to hit 36 now. 36 is pretty cold. Normal high is 48. 48? That's 12 degrees below normal. I know. And then by Monday, when some of you try to go back to work, which I'm sure it'll be fine, hazy sun and clouds, I'm sure many of the roads will have been treated multiple times by then, and people will have a better handle of what's going on in terms of the roads. But speaking, love the segue, Aldrich. That was slick. And just like my roads, my back roads are slick. That was a slick transition. Let me show you the 1 kilometer road conditions. Pick out your favorite county. Pick out your favorite town. Where you see pink, patchy ice. Where you see red, lots of ice. Where you see light blue, it's snow. Snow-covered roads. Isn't that amazing? Now, what's so great about this product? What's great about this animation is this is future road conditions, right? This is model-driven. It's taking into account all the information from the model. It says by 11 o'clock, or suggests, doesn't say anything, it's a picture. But 11 o'clock tonight, which is about less than 2 hours from now, it could be very well snowy in Loudon, but very icy Jefferson City, Newport, Rogersville, Greenville. It's probably already icy. They're not telling me anything I don't know, but with additional snows that keep coming through, by midnight, look like this. By 1 o'clock, it may look like this. And with more road conditions at 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't know why you'd be on the roads, but just in case you want to know. But it's interesting what happens when the sun pops out tomorrow. It may not be that bright. We're talking clouds, some hazy sun. But watch what happens to the roads. The snow-covered roads with a little bit of daytime heating looks like it starts to turn wet in green in Cleveland and in Madisonville. And suddenly that green slowly moves into Knox County with a little bit of ice. So by 11 o'clock tomorrow morning, things might be improved, especially on those roads that were treated. And a lot of roads were treated. Maybe your neighborhood was treated with some kind of special treatment that was given attention before this big event occurred. I say big event because it's all relative. It gave you a 3-day weekend in some cases. But wet roads are expected Saturday at midday. Most of the icing underfoot will be fading away, and just the wet roads may persist at 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So if you have to get to the pharmacy, you have to get to the grocery store, or you just want to get out of the house because you're going stir crazy, well, I say 3 or 4 looks better on the roads, but it's all in the eye of the beholder, really in the eye of the driver, because if you don't feel comfortable, then stay home. By the way, the Captain Accurate Weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic has so many goodies now. We've extended the forecast for virtually every location on the planet to a 10-day forecast. It was 7, but a 10-day forecast has great utility for planning purposes. We also have 48 hours, not 2 days, but not 1 day, but 2 days, 48 hours of hour-by-hour data, improved satellite mapping, power outages, we kind of looked at that already, and air quality alerts, plus the drought monitor. Love that. You can choose whether you want to see it by county or by state. The power outages give you options on how to view it. This is representative of the Helene power outages in North Carolina earlier this fall and summer, but October was very dry, and we've had, of course, since then, drought monitor has gotten worse. That's also on the app. So here we go. Futurecast shows, you see how by 2 in the morning, the bands of blue are falling apart? because the low by that time in the morning is over toward Myrtle Beach. So with the low over toward Myrtle Beach, it's taking most of the moisture with it, and the winds tomorrow should be about 5 to 10 out of the west-southwest. Not terribly windy, but you can see here at 10:15, you could see some snow flare-ups in eastern Kentucky. You may see them in southwestern Virginia, or even the Smokies themselves. But I think most of this is probably overstated because by the time you hit the afternoon, even those flakes have faded away. We've got a sunny, sunny day expected on Sunday with temperatures still struggling to get in the mid-30s. We're going to start Sunday morning around 15 degrees. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for the chill because it'll be there from the start of Sunday and really doesn't get much better. Even with full sunshine. We had full sunshine the other day. We barely got to 34. And all of this, I'm glad this model's doing this. This is just noise. I think this is just, what happens is, when you have a storm system like this one, until it gets out of the picture, the models don't know what to do. They're confused. They're going to have to recalibrate, rebuffer. So I don't expect any precipitation Sunday or Monday, and I've even got more sunshine on Tuesday. So fear not, it should be quiet and just cold. Most of next week looks like it's very cold. So tonight we're down to 27, more snow. Tell me something I don't know. I'll tell you something. You're going to get more snow. Now the total hasn't changed. 2 to 5 inches plus with some mixing. Now most of the mixing's done. So if you have 2, maybe you get another 1.5 inches. Maybe if you have 3, maybe you get another 1.5 inches, that type of thing. But I still think most of us are in the confines of 2 to 5. That's it. And evening mix fading away, winds 5 to 10 overnight. The winter storm is in effect till 7 a.m. That's by the suggestion of the Weather Service in Morristown, 7 a.m. expiration time. Low temperature of 25 in Morristown, 24 Crossville, and so it goes. Saturday, I have us only at 33. Now today we hit today we hit 29. 29 was the high today. If we're lucky, we get to 30, 33. It's going to depend on a little bit of hazy sun. It's going to take a little bit of help from Mother Nature. And I think there will be some breaks, but generally it's lots of clouds, a little bit of hazy sun as the flakes begin to fall apart. And winds 5 to 10. So Saturday, 32 for Morristown, 32 for Dandridge, about 32 for, say Oak Ridge, Clinton, 33 for Maynardville, Sharps Chapel, and 33 for Alcoa Maryville. On your Saturday afternoon, just be prepared for this cold chill to persist. Here's your Captain Accurate Weather Authority forecast with Knoxville in view and the winter storm coming to an end at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Cold sunshine will prevail on Sunday. Monday, 39. That's probably the warmest day of the week until we get to Friday. Friday next week, 45. That seems balmy. 45 is still 3 degrees below normal. 45, because normal high is 48. Normal high is 48 till like almost, I think, the 3rd week in January. That's just like it kind of stuck on 48 for a while. So all of these days represent below average temperatures, and the lowest temperatures will likely be in the lower teens. I got 13, I got a 12. You take your pick. If you like cold air, we had a 16 just yesterday morning, but we should be down to about 15, it looks like, Saturday night and into Sunday morning. All right, it's time for more comments, variety. I got Cray Slavin on here. He says it's got 32 in Cookeville, but we've been bouncing between 32 and 33 all day. Good to know that. More comments are coming in. Dwayne Wyrick, a good friend of mine, he says, I've heard some area roads are treated with beet juice for extreme temperatures. Well, that's interesting. I don't know how extreme 27 is tonight, Dwayne, but certainly when we get to the 15s and the 17s and the 12s and 13s, that would be probably extreme for this area. And anytime it gets below 20, it's a good idea to open up the cabinetry and let the faucets drip. Something to think about for sure. I got a great note from Jordan. It's a Bookout. Jordan Bookout says snowing heavily in Blount County. Wouldn't be surprised, 5 or 6 inches. It's been really piling up this morning, since this morning. Well, thank you, Jordan. Appreciate that. And Melissa, I got a note from her. She is indicating that she's got some light snow. Let's see if she's on there. There she is. Light snow is happening in Maryville right now. We're going to go back to the radar. I think it just makes more sense. Denise Reagan Jarbo says Wallen's had 2.5. 2.5 is her report of snow in Wallen, everybody. A bunch of freezing rain and sleet, and it's snowing again. So she got a little bit of both. She got the snow, but she also got the mix, and now it's snowing again. That's pretty consistent. But Tyler has actually reported a 4-inch total in Tellico Plains. Very glad to have him here. Needed 97's on YouTube. I think he's on YouTube. Let me see if there he is. Yeah, I got a little YouTube, a little red icon. He's on YouTube. He's wanting to know if spring is around the corner. It's a long way off, right? We haven't even gotten to the groundhog yet. That's February 2nd. So we got a long way to go, no doubt about that. I got a note from Haley McCoy. She says it's really coming down in Clinton. So she says it's so icy and the snow is piling up. All right, so that leads to, let's get back to the radar, because that's what this is all about. I wanted to spend more time on the radar and your comments, which we've been doing. I'm going to go back to the, it's live as live can be, the radar. This is what, 9:21. We can see that most, if not all of the snow, and this is a review of the last hour, most of the pink, that's the mix, in Charlotte, Rock Hill, Greenville, South Carolina, is in fact pulling away. But you would probably be not surprised, as I pull up my Tennessee orange, there is a cutoff here, right? This is the dry zone here for now. There's a few light showers around Nashville that will spin in, but once this little area, Knoxville, moves east toward Rogersville and Newfound Gap, that's the heaviest. It's pretty much playing its hand. There's not much more behind it, is what I'm trying to say. So what you have received thus far, I'd say you're probably 90% there in terms of whatever snowfall you have. You might cap it off with a little bit more as far as additional accumulation, but it's not going to be another huge round in the hours to come. Certainly cold, yes, but really it's the persistent snow that a lot of those folks have been dealing with during the course of the day. This, again, is another look at the radar. When I overlay the winter storm warning, now it looks like we're all getting a mix. That's just the winter storm warning for the Weather Service. I'm going to turn that off. It is still in effect. But this gives you an idea of where the snow is detected on the radar. Radar reflectivity for flurries, very hard to see. But where it does see the snow most pronounced would be Dandridge. Looks like it's in Bainbury, it's in Kodak, Boyd's Creek, Sevierville. Some of these areas, Sevierville and where are we? Colonial Village, this is some good snow. Knoxville, Carter, Mascot, Jeff City, Bird Cross Road, Pine Grove, Pigeon Forge. Just some of these areas that, and even Maryville, still getting some moderate snow here between Happy Valley, Gatlinburg, and if we go back to the composite, which again, this does a better job of seeing maybe some of the flurries, it's pretty much playing its hand. So these areas I've underlined are the darker blues where the rain might, or the snow might be a little more pronounced at this hour. So this is where we are. Again, we're going to be seeing some improvement overnight tonight, but just be extra careful. If you don't have to be out on the roads, don't. And if you have a choice to either leave early in the morning for errands or tomorrow afternoon, naturally, after looking at road conditions that are projected, I'd say the afternoon is your better bet. I hope that helps. Let me check Facebook. If you've got some pictures, see if I can put them on my screen behind me. I have a weather site that's devoted for spotter pics. It's the David Aldrich Weather Group. I'm going to go over there to see if there's anything that jumps off the page. Some of this might have, oh, yes, I could do that. Let's do that. I see Cray Slavin. He's got some great pictures. It almost looks like Christmas. Am I wrong about that? Have we passed Christmas? Christmas is over. But he's got a great, I believe he's got a great picture for us of maybe some of the things that are going on. Let me get back out of this picture here. I'm going to see if I can go to the David Aldrich Weather Group. That's what I'm looking for. And I think it's over here. Let's go over here on this side to the groups. There I am. I'm on my big screen, so that's what I'm kind of multitasking. I'm doing my best to multitask in this moment in time. Let's go back to this other screen. There it is. I think I'm going to get Cray on here as it pops up. There it is. It's coming back up. I'll come back on camera so you can see what I'm looking at. Let's see here. Let's do a flyover. So what basically, Cray Slavin, here you are. And some of these pics, he has 2.5 inches. He mentions the Christmas stuff at the courthouse went perfectly with the snow. So if we pull this back up and maybe come back on camera here, you might be able to see that a little bit better. Pull back over here. Yep. See what I mean? So you got some great Christmas pictures. You get the snow that's natural, throw on the Christmas lights because they haven't taken them down. This is in Cookeville. Thank you so much, Cray. I love these pics. Some of these you can actually check out online. So if you go to the David Aldrich Weather Group, he's got another one here. This one looks really good too with the U.S. flag. Love it. Some covered snow, but he did mention 2.5 inches, but he did have some sleet, a little bit of mix. And of course, what Christmas picture would not be complete without the nativity, right? You've got the nativity, snow-covered roads, and certainly the 2.5 inches that he mentioned in Cookeville. So thank you so much for those pictures, Cray. Love it. Keep the pictures coming. We'll do our best to magnify your voice, but as we watch the snow, I appreciate you and hope you stay safe as always. Well, my name is David Aldridge. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here next time. Take care.